So welcome back to another Black Ops 6 Zombies video here on the channel. Today we're going to be going through all of the Prestige Master challenges. Going to be all in one single video, kind of like we did with another previous video. If you missed that, we did one for the Elemental challenges, which is Prestige 10. This one is Prestige Master. Basically, once you get into Prestige Master, there's like an 11th category that unlocks. These ones are pretty easy, but I'm going to walk you guys through them nonetheless and explain how to do every single one. So if you do enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more. And if you missed any of the other previous challenge videos we've done, there should be a playlist linked at the top of the description down below. And if there's any other ones that I haven't done yet that you would like me to do, let me know and I'll get to that, because obviously I want to help as many of you guys out as I possibly can. And if you have any other suggestions beyond what I'm going to suggest in this video, in tips, in terms of tips and tricks how to get some of these done, please do leave them in the comments to help everybody else in the community out as well. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this. Let me go through the challenges first and I'll explain how to do them one by one. But let's read all of them so you know what to do and what to expect. We have Shadow Reaper, which is with the Void Sheath Augment. Make sure that augment is equipped on the Aether Shroud. Equipped, kill 100 zombies with Aether Shroud. And I'll go through the augments in a second to show you guys what I have on. With the PH Slider augment, again, you have to make sure that augment is equipped. For the PhD Flopper, equipped, get 20 multi-kills with the PhD Slider. It's actually not too difficult. With the Triple Shot augment for melee Macchiato, equipped, rapidly kill 10 zombies with a melee weapon. In round 10 or higher, 10 times. Again, it's pretty easy. This one is going to be the one that I'm assuming is going to give most people the most trouble because it seems to be a little bit bugged in how it tracks. That is with the Electric Cherry augment for Elemental Pop, equipped, kill 100 zombies that are stunned by Elemental Pop. We got Don't Touch Me, which is with the Retribution augment for Frenzied Guard, equipped, explode 100 zombies by letting them touch you. And then finally Unstable, which, by the way, this one as well seemed to track like kind of, when it wanted to. And then we have Unstable, which is with the Supermassive augment for Shadow Rift, equipped, kill 100 zombies with a Shadow Rift explosion. Now, that's pretty much all the challenges. And then finally, we're going to get the Master one. It's going to be unlocked at the very end. That's pretty much all it is. So make sure you have all these augments equipped. If you don't know how to unlock these augments, if they're already locked, you basically just make sure you go to the research augment tab. Let me just show you guys just to be thorough in case anybody is unaware. I mean, if you're Prestige Master, you probably know by this, but you go to the augment section, you click research augments and you choose whatever augment you want to research. Now, if one of these are locked, it has a lock on it, it means you have to research some other augments first. But again, by the time that you're Prestige Master, you should have already basically had a lot of this done. So I'm assuming that you're going to be good with that. So there's a few different ones that we're going to go through. So melee Macchiato, of course we have to have Triple Shot on. I also like Strength Training because your punch can one-hit normal enemies for more rounds. But you can put whatever you want on for the minor augment. We also have, what was it, PhD Flopper. So we have to have PhD Slider on. But then I also put the Tribologist on, which sliding distance and speed are increased. But again, it doesn't really matter, which one you put on. But I like that one personally. What was the other one? Elemental Pop. So we have to have Electric Cherry on, of course, but I also like to put the Vulnera Bean, slightly increase enemy elemental weakness damage. But again, I don't think this really matters too much. In terms of, what was it? Ammo mods, right? We got to have the Shadow Rift, was it? So we have to have Supermassive on. Was it this one? I think it was, right? Anyways, and I have Toppled Danger on. I don't know. I don't know why I have that one on. I just do. Aether Shroud, Void Sheath, obviously we have to have on. I also have Extension. That one's going to help you out. This is one that I would suggest because it's going to go a little bit longer. Or you can put Extra Charge, whatever one you want. But I'd like to have Extension. And then, what was the other one? The other one was Frenzied Guard, right? Yeah, so we got to get Retribution. That's a must. And then Repair Boost, repair more armor per kill. So if you are taking damage by any chance, then you can have that on. Extension, increase Frenzied Guard duration. You could also have that if you rather instead. Actually, there's one other augment I would suggest, and that is to have on Juggernog. And then Turtle Shell basically makes it so armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigation when hit from the front. So that can actually help if you like. I'll always suggest trying to make sure that all the zombies are to your front. But having Juggernog and having this equipped can actually help. Armor plates also have, if you put hardened plates, have more damage mitigation, so that might help you just kind of last a little bit longer, especially for the Frenzied Guard one as well. So those are all of the augments I think that I can think of that I would suggest having on that probably really matter. And with that said, we can go ahead and we can start going through this one by one. So let's start with the first one, which is going to be Shadow Reaper with the Void Sheath augment for Aether Shroud, equipped, kill 100 zombies total with the Aether Shroud. Very easy to do in my opinion. because when the Aether Shroud is equipped, basically you're invisible. Now, I would suggest for a lot of these, if you want the easy mode, basically go into Liberty Falls in directed mode, and then, you know, just do some of the Easter egg steps to get to a higher round, so there's a few more zombies spawning. And I like to go on the bank, the roof of the bank, but you can do this anywhere. And again, I'm going to be doing this for every single challenge, but again, you can do this in standard mode as well if you want to go to higher rounds. And I would just kind of group them up on the roof, and they don't usually jump off the rooftop, so that's kind of helpful, so it keeps them like kind of in one space. And then when you activate this, try to like see which direction the zombies are running in, because when you activate it, they actually run away from you. See which direction they're running in and try to like go in front of them and just kind of start hacking away at them. Now, for this, I would also suggest having because it automatically switches to your melee. So like you can do one kill with your weapon, and it automatically switches to your melee. So for this, I would highly suggest I would have like obviously your melee upgraded, right? The knife, like if you can have it upgraded at the arsenal, have it a higher tier. Obviously if you have melee Macchiato on as well, you're gonna also be doing one of the other challenges at the same time. I think you can do them at the same time. Either way, you know, melee Macchiato was going to make it either way, make your melee stronger so that you can just kind of hack through them a little bit quicker, and then you're going to be done a lot faster. So this one is very, very easy. That's my high suggestion. You know, pack a punch your melee weapon or whatever, just make it a little bit stronger, and you're just going to melt through them like butter, and it's just going to be a good time. Next up, we got feet first. This one again is pretty simple. I do have a suggestion though, and that is being very careful into sliding like into the middle of groups of zombies. I did that once or twice, and what ends up happening is I would wipe out the first few zombies in the front middle, and then I'd end up surrounded, and I had no way to get out, and then they would down me. So I would highly suggest when you're doing this with a group of zombies that you do this kind of like towards the side of the group, just so you can get like, you know, a bunch of zombies at once, and you know, you just don't you don't end up in the middle. It says you need multi kills. It doesn't specify how many kills. This one is also finicky in tracking. All the challenges, just assume all the challenges in this game are just not working as they're intended to. I would try to get at least 5 kills, but I think it was tracking even with like 2 or 3 kills. Sometimes for like 2 or 3 kills, it wouldn't count for some reason. So that's why I would just round up a bunch of zombies in a big group, slide into the side. Okay, so like you're kind of sliding off on an angle, just so you don't end up in the middle of them and like surrounded. And then just keep doing that, rinse and repeat. And again, if you have Tribologist on, you're going to slide even further. So, you know, you can kind of have a bigger running start, whatever. Again, this one's very simple. You just slide into the zombies, and they die pretty quickly, especially if you're doing this in directed mode in Liberty Falls or Terminus, doesn't matter. You know, it's even easier in the earlier rounds like that. So I don't think you're having much trouble with that. Next one is Knockout, which you might have already got done if you had the melee Macchiato equipped while you're doing Shadow Reaper. You could have knocked out 2 birds, 1 stone, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it counted while you're in Aether Shroud or not. Either way, what you got to do is with the triple shot augment for melee Macchiato equipped, rapidly kill 10 zombies with a melee weapon in round 10 or higher. Just like the Shadow Reaper one, I would suggest the exact same thing. Upgrade your melee. Make sure that your melee, you know, you obviously have melee Macchiato, but you also have your melee upgraded, right? So you're using you know, the arsenal to upgrade the tier, and then you can even pack a punch it if you want, whatever. Just make it, you know, just really cut through any enemy like butter. You want to one hit the armored zombies basically, right? Because you just want to fly through them. Also be careful, because yeah, you got to get 10 kills rapidly, but you also don't want to get surrounded. So, you know, worst comes to worst, if you're having trouble doing this with big groups, I was doing it with big groups, and I was like, whatever, you know, I was just kind of, you know, spamming the melee. But if you're having trouble, just get a smaller group that, you know, you make sure there's at least, you know, maybe just a couple over 10, like 12 to 15 zombies instead of a big group of like 25, 30 zombies. And, you know, just hack away at them. And this one's, again, very, very easy. I don't really need to explain it too much. Sizzle. Sizzle's going to be the one, like I said, I think people are going to struggle with because it does not track properly. I have tested this a gazillion different ways, and I'll explain different ways I tested it. So I would have insta-kill on. That's one of the ways. I had insta-kill on. And then I would activate my electric cherry. And if you don't know how electric cherry activates, first let me explain it. Basically, when you reload, it emanates this kind of electric shock around you. The lower the ammo in your gun, so if you completely deplete the ammo in your gun, the greater the effect, the greater the damage of the, and the greater the chance that the zombies are actually going to get shocked by the electric cherry. So what I would have is I would have 2 different weapons. I'd have a weapon that wasn't very good, you know, or whatever. And I would just kind of like, I would just empty the mag, kind of shooting at the floor, and then I'd reload it, and then I would switch over to my other weapon and just, you know, mow down the zombies that were electrocuted. And every time I did that, it doesn't matter how many zombies I killed, one electric burst only counted as 1 towards this progress. I thought like, okay, you got to kill 100 zombies. So if I have like 5 zombies shocked and I kill all 5, it's going to count as 5, right? It wasn't doing that for me. It would just count as 1. So if I had like 20, well, let's say 10 zombies shocked by the electric cherry and I mowed them all down, it would only count as 1 towards my progress every single time. I kept like saving and quitting just to really test out like what is working and what's not, because I knew this one's going to give people a hard time. It was giving me a hard time. The other thing I tried, like I said, was insta-kill. So when insta-kill's active, the elemental pop, the electric cherry, it would sometimes just kill the zombies automatically, right? Because it's insta-kill. So I'm like, oh, surely this is going to count, right? Even more so. No, it wasn't either. It was like, I would be lucky if it counted towards 1 as well. So unfortunately, I think you're going to have to do this 100 times. I know it says kill 100 zombies, but for me, it was more like do this 100 times. So like, it didn't matter how big my group was. I did notice that if there was only 1 zombie, it didn't seem to count. It would have to be like almost a multi-kill. So for me, it was so finicky that I would try to get at least 5 zombies. It doesn't say 5 zombies, but a lot of the other challenges do say like 10 zombies or 5 zombies or whatever. So I would try to get like 5 zombies shocked and then mow them down. And normally that would count for me. So that's kind of my suggestion if you're having trouble with it being bugged. Again, a lot of these challenges are bugged. It's not the way it's supposed to work, but that's the way it worked best for me. I did a lot of testing, and the only way that I could get it consistently, that seemed to be mostly consistent anyways, was to do it like that, is to get at least 5 zombies shocked. I would mow them down, and it would usually count at least as 1 towards my progress, and you have to do this 100 times. So that's my best suggestion. If you have any other things that worked best for you, please let us know in the comment section below. But keep in mind that whatever worked for you might not work for someone else, just like whatever worked for me might not work for someone else, right? This might not track at all for some people, for all I know, because again, the game is so bugged with the challenges. I'm sorry about that. I mean, again, it's not me. I don't develop the game, but someone's got to be sorry. So that's how I did it. I hope that helps you out. Let's move on because we spend a lot of time on Sizzle. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Next one is going to be Don't Touch Me. Now, for Don't Touch Me, very easy. Very, very easy. So with the Retribution Augment, for Frenzied Guard equipped, explode 100 zombies by letting them touch you. Just that's it. That's pretty much it. Now, this is more likely to happen if your melee is upgraded. So you want to have a melee that is upgraded, of course. You know, obviously having melee Macchiato could also, I think that helps, right, as well. I usually have my melee out just because a melee does more damage, or if you have a gun that's like fully packed and like high tier, then it counts as more damage, even though you're not shooting anyone, right? You're not doing anything except letting the zombies hit you. But for some reason it works like that. So, and again, this one is finicky. Sometimes it just wasn't counting some of them. So, you know, sometimes I would have my melee out, my melee weapon, and I felt like, oh, that's not counting. So I would get my weapon out, and then I realized that it was finicky. So I don't think it matters if you're holding your gun or your melee. If you're doing it with your melee weapon and you're seeing that none of them are counting, then do this just by holding your gun out instead. But again, it's one of those finicky things that could work a little bit differently for most people. It should be very, very simple and very, very easy, that you just basically, you know, let the zombies touch you and they're going to explode. I also did think that it's possible that melee Macchiato was kind of like canceling out the explosion part of this. So maybe try without melee Macchiato. You don't really need it for this challenge anyways. So maybe try it without melee Macchiato. But this one again is very finicky. It should be simple and easy. But either way, if you have the Retribution Augment equipped, all you gotta do is activate your Frenzied Guard, let the zombies hit you, and you should be good to go. But again, all these challenges are finicky, man. And then the last one is going to be Unstable. This one is actually not too difficult, in my opinion. So with the Supermassive Augment for Shadow Rift equipped, kill 100 zombies with the Shadow Rift. All you're going to want to do is basically have, you're going to want to have, obviously, the Shadow Rift mod equipped, and maybe on a weapon that's not too powerful. And again, you know, again, all of these are going to be the easiest, most easily done in directed mode. Liberty Falls, you know, small maps, easier in my opinion, but you go wherever you want. And so what you're going to do you're going to train a bunch of zombies in a big group, and then you're going to have a weapon that's not going to kill the zombies, right? You don't want a weapon that does much damage, because you do have to fire bullets at the zombies, right? So you just want a weak weapon. You obviously want a good weapon as a backup in case you get into a pinch, you need to clear some zombies out really quick. But you have a garbage weapon with the Shadow Rift ammo mod equipped, and you just shoot into the group, and 9 times out of 10, when it does activate, you're going to see like 5 purple orbs kind of spawn. And that's going to be the activation of the Shadow Rift and of the Supermassive, and it should kill at least 5 zombies per time. Now, again, one of those finicky things that even though it's killing 5 zombies, it might not count as 5 zombies towards your progress. It might count as like just a couple zombies. It might count as just 1 activation. You know, it might count as 1, like as in it's just, you know, it says kill 100 zombies, but sometimes the challenge is bugged and it counts more of like 1 activation, right? So just keep that in mind. But again, this one is very, very simple. You just get a group of zombies. You just, you know, take a couple, you know, one bullet at a time into the group until it activates, and then that's going to be pretty much it. So I don't think this one's going to give you too much trouble. If you do need additional help, leave for any of these, that is, if you do need any additional help, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. But I think that's pretty much it. That's all the challenges for upgraded and ready, the Prestige Master challenges in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Again, if you have any questions or any additional tips or tricks, leave them down in the comments. Again, a lot of these are very bugged and finicky, so I'm sorry that it's, you know, we don't have more concrete kind of advice to give you, but I'm giving you guys the advice that worked for me, and other tips and tricks, other things you can try that will hopefully help you guys out. So I hope that helps. If it did, leave it a like. If it didn't, you can dislike it. Let me know what you don't like so I can improve the content in the future, and I hope to see you guys soon in another one. Tell them friends, game on, and thanks for watching.
Hey you! What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army! Do it today! Don't wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow might never come. The Earth is gonna fade, that's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going, and you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kinda like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, your loss. See you later!